This is TECC Talk, where we're going to talk about everything around TECC Limited and all the work we do. We've got 5 new staff that have joined us in the last month. The office administrator is getting on really well. This is their 3rd or 4th full week, and there's still lots to learn, lots to go through. It's not an easy industry to join from the back end. There's a lot of technical knowledge to pick up and systems and processes. They're getting on really well though. The new electrician is also getting on really well. We've had a couple of really good reviews back from customers about the work that they've done, and they are very keen to keep learning and developing with us here at TECC. We also started at the beginning of April 3 new pat testers. So they're now coming up to the end of their 3rd full week, and they are starting to get to grips with it. There's still, again, a lot to learn, a lot of knowledge when you're not used to using your hands day to day. Things like changing plugs and opening plugs up to change fuses and carrying out basic repairs can be quite challenging, but they're getting there. So that's all really, really positive stuff. We are still on the lookout for another qualified electrician, kind of going alongside the challenges that we face on managing expectations around how quickly we get out. We have enough work to keep another electrician busy full time, and that has been an ongoing challenge for a number of months now to try and find the right standard of person that matches our expectations and the high customer service standards that we have. And it's tricky. There are electricians out there looking for work, but it's whether or not they're the right fit for it. The biggest challenge for the business is the inquiries that we get in from customers and expectations around lead times. So people will often call up expecting perhaps to have either an electrician or one of the pat testing team to come out within a couple of days to do work. And the reality is our diary is booked out weeks and weeks ahead, sometimes as far as 3, 4, 5 weeks. And when somebody wants, something simple like a socket or a light switch changed or a light, then having to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get somebody out for an hour-long job or an hour job allocation can seem quite long. That's probably one of the biggest challenges, is managing those expectations. And then the second biggest challenge right now is the continued high cost of fuel is now really starting to hit us, and we're having to look at whether we have to do even potentially a short-term price increase to help cover that additional cost. The fuel has put our fuel bill up for the business by over £1,000 a month, and for a small business that's a big hit to take. So that's the biggest challenges. The 4 pillars of electrical safety is a concept that we've come up with here at TECC, where, because we deal mostly business to business, there's 4 main areas that most businesses need to look at and be concerned about from the use of an electricity point of view. And so you have EICRs, which is the wiring in a building, and that's an electrical installation condition report. The second one is the fire alarm systems that commercial buildings have installed in them. A variety of different types, but they all fundamentally do the same thing, and that is they set an alarm off in the event of a fire to help people get out of the building. The third one are the emergency lighting systems. So in the event of something like a fire or a major power outage, if a building in areas of it doesn't have good natural light, or it's not during daytime, then you need to have a decent emergency light system to power up the lights in an emergency situation, light the way out of a building. And the fourth one is appliance testing. So any kind of portable appliances, equipment that plugs in, not equipment that's hardwired into a building, needs to be on some sort of maintenance schedule. So that's the 4 pillars on which the roof or the foundation of a business sits. And by making sure that people have maintenance cycles in place for all of those 4 pillars, it helps create a solid foundation and keeps businesses ticking forward. That's the 4 pillars of electrical safety. It's a good question. It's a question we get asked a lot, normally around customers getting a quotation from us and maybe us being a little bit more expensive, and they'll ask for a breakdown of the quote beyond a labour and material breakdown. So quotations are calculated by an estimate of the amount of time one of the electricians or our head electrician thinks a job is going to take. Then they have to add on if that job requires producing a certificate of any sort. So that could be a minor works certificate, a multiple minor works, an electrical installation certificate, and building control notice. If it's notifiable works, you've got the time on site to conduct the work, you've got the time off the site to produce the certificates and the compliance documents that need to go with it. There's also an element built into every quotation. If waste management is part of it, we have to get rid of any waste that we produce. All of this is factored into how we put a quotation together. And some people will say, you know, you've quoted for half a day's work, you were only out on site for 3 hours, not 4. I don't want to pay the full amount, I want to pay 3/4 of the amount that you quoted me for. That's not how we price work, we do it on a fixed price basis, and that means that what we quote is what we charge at the end of it. Some of the work is not seen by the customer and is off-site, but there is still work to do off-site on every single electrical job that we carry out. They're not simple to kind of figure out, and built into those quotes you also have the things like the admin staff that answer the phones, that deal with those inquiries, that set up the site visits. The site visits themselves, whilst for the most part we don't directly charge for a site visit, site visits are built into how we invoice. So if a customer chooses to work with us, an element of the quotation and building that quote has been built into the work we do. So it's not as simple as just the time on site plus the materials, there's a lot of other factors in it.